The father of Hannah's baby. That twist was super unexpected. Did you always know it was going to be Archer? Was this even confirmation that it's Archer?
I would say that I'm not going to answer that question, and that you'll have to wait and see until the fall.
Noted.
Interesting. I guess was there a lot of debate though between like would it be Ripley, would it be Archer, and like or was it pretty clear that you kind of had an idea whoever it is from the beginning?
We knew from the beginning that Hannah was going to get pregnant, and we talked about three different people being the father. And in a later interview, if you remember to ask me, I'll tell you who those three people were. But we decided who it would be about 6 months ago.
Okay. Yeah. So, One Chicago as a whole doesn't really have the best track record with female characters in pregnancy. You probably have not even touched the writer's room for next season just yet, but is the early plan for us to see her whole pregnancy journey next season?
Um, yes.
Okay.
Leave it at that. We also got to see Sadie for the first time, obviously since the Well
Yes.
episode, and she comes back in the picture for Ripley. Was that always planned, or is that just a result of like good chemistry between those two actors during that episode?
Um, I I'm sorry. Ask that question again.
Yeah, so with Sadie coming back, obviously, I'm just curious, was that always planned? Like, did you know from the moment, like when you wrote that character in the Well episode, that she was going to come back and like be more of a part of Ripley's life, or was that just a result of like, oh, those two had good chemistry, let's bring her back?
You have unknowingly answered your own question. Is that it was not planned that we were going to bring it back at the end, but they were so moving together and so funny at times together. Uh, but they were just, I thought they were just so magical together, and they were just the right amount of flirty considering the circumstances. It was kind of flirting when there was possible doom hanging over them, and that one of the strengths of Sadie's character is her ability to kind of hold on to that sense of humor to give her strength. And I think that Ripley was definitely charmed by that. And so, but he rescued her, and I don't think he intended to see her again. So when she knocks on the door, I think he's very pleasantly surprised. I think he thought about calling her, but then it was like, nah, that's weird. And then now she's shown up. For what reason? Who knows? But they've been thinking about each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. So, I mean, our last question. So, Lennox hid her results from Kip and Archer. Why do you think she did that instead of just being honest?
I think, like a lot of people, but this is especially true of Lennox, she does not want people to look at her different. And most of all, and we said this in a line of dialogue earlier in the season, she doesn't want anybody to pity her. And, she confided in Archer in the episode 17, the Book of Archer, and he asked, "Why did you tell me this information about your family?" And she says, "Because I knew you wouldn't pity me." I think this information is so devastating that she's afraid even he would. And she's not, she doesn't, she's a controller. She's very controlling. So she doesn't want people to look at her differently, but she wants to control the information. And I think that she intends to, at the moment, to live with it alone. Um, so that probably won't go on forever, but I think at this moment in the finale, that's how she feels.
Gotcha. Well, that's all the time we have. Alan, thank you so much for talking with us. We really appreciate it.
Oh, it's always a pleasure. It's good to see you both again.